The techniques shown in this video are in no way meant to be offensive in their application, nor do they guarantee safety to the viewer in any given situation that they may be applied. Responsibility as to injury to any party or expected results of the methods or suggestions of use are not those of this production company or any others connected to this project. This video contains reenactments of actual attacks. In some cases, the victim did not survive the attack. In some cases, research was done, including interviews of the assailant and the victim. This video is dedicated to those who have suffered through such an experience and to those who have lost their lives. To the thousands of families who have been victimized, we share your grief and outrage with the hope that this video will better prepare others from becoming a statistic.
During my 28 years, I have investigated my share of assaults, rapes, and murders, and I have found myself asking the same question over and over again. What could this victim have done to save herself? In almost every case, the victim made a series of mistakes that assisted in their demise. After viewing Ladies' Right to Survive, I sincerely believe you will be better informed and equipped than the unfortunate victims I usually met at the crime scene or in some cases in the coroner's morgue.
Yeah, I had fun. A lot of work though, you know. Are you leaving now? Okay.
Yeah, too bad it had to rain, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye. We'll see you.
Yeah. Don't scream, it's me, Bob. Don't your husband. It's your husband. Don't scream.
You're crazy. What'd you do that for?
I couldn't help it. You look too easy, you know?
Oh, that's not fair.
Is it gonna be fair if it's for real?
Oh.
Right?
No, I guess not.
I'm sorry. It wasn't fair because, you know, I didn't even give you a chance. I told you who I was, you know? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Don't do that again.
It was not fair. I'm sorry.
You're walking down the street and you attacked me.
It wasn't fair. I'm sorry, okay?
All
Forgive
right.
me. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
do it again.
No problem. I'll never do that again. Next time you'll hurt me or something, you know?
While you are watching Bob make his point, there are attacks on women taking place throughout the United States. Statistics from various law enforcement agencies makes this crime against women very real, to the hundreds of thousands of women, and yes, Kathy was right. It isn't fair. What would you do if you were in Kathy's shoes? And the attack was for real.
What would you do if you were in Kathy's place? A. Bite the attacker's hand covering your mouth, then scream. B. Go limp, pretending you have fainted. C. Use your elbows, driving them back into your attacker. Or D. Just freeze and wait for better positioning. If you chose C, you're on the right track. Let's join Commander Robert Fabre conducting a Ladies' Right to Survive seminar.
All right, now let's see how we can formulate the tactics you just saw in the actual reenactment of a scene. Okay, Kathy was basically walking. First scene, myself grabbed her to play a little game with her, okay? You should never do this. This is only for the show. Grabbed her on the mouth and controlled her here. Now, if she continued to attack, she would use an elbow strike here, spinning out, using knee strikes and palm heels, whatever she can use at this point, knees that are growing and so on. So you can be using these. Elbows and knees are the most important thing you can use. The idea of our training today is basically to give you an alternative in reasoning how to do specific things. There's many, many things you can do. Some things won't work, which we're not going to cover, and some things will work. We're trying to show you one or two techniques that will work for you. So Dave's going to show the tech. Elbow strike, palm heels and knees, elbows and knees. That's where we're going to work. Try it again. Okay? Okay, fine. Okay, let's try a little bit of power now, Kathy. Whatever hand you're being grabbed with around the mouth, that's the elbow that's clear to use. Remember that point. All right, so you have to do. Doesn't take a whole lot of training. Doug, you still with us? Okay, come on up. Okay, let's try one more time. Watch the elbow strike. Watch the power of the techniques you can develop. Elbow, spin out, palm heel, ab strikes, knees. That's fine. Very good. Thank you, Kathy. Now, techniques that we work on. You know, many times we can say, we will say, when they grab you around the mouth and around the body, bite their hand. Okay, with disease and AIDS today, maybe you don't want to do this. But there are times you can bring your hand up and pull that hand down or push the hand tight against your mouth so you can get a bite. When you get a bite, they usually let go. If you can't get the hand around the mouth, then of course that elbow, and as you can see, is perfectly lined up right here. It's spinning out of the way and then finishing off with palm heels and elbow strikes and groin kicks. Good, thank you.
A word to the wise is sufficient, ladies. Travel in groups, if possible. Let someone know where you're going, how you're getting there, and what time you expect to return. Also, let them know your route. Wear a man's hat and bulky clothing at night, and have a flashlight that works. Keep a sharp instrument on your keychain, and a whistle will come in handy. Weapons such as pepper spray, stun guns, electric shockers, and guns are effective, but they could be used against you. If you're well trained in the use of these weapons and the retention of them, and that they are legal in the areas where you live. Remember, you can't always use them the second you need to.
There have always been those who feel that the private citizen has no business with guns. These types feel that the people should submit meekly to violence if the police are not at hand. These arguments are: guns are dangerous. You might shoot yourself or someone else. Guns invite the mentally incompetent to use them in fits of temper. Guns are used by criminals and so should be prohibited. No law can prevent an individual from committing an offense. It can only punish them afterwards. Guns are dangerous. They are supposed to be. They would be useless if they weren't. With the increasing amount of violent crime in our society, what handgun should a female consider using for self-defense? The same concerns that affect a male affect a female. The skill of sight alignment, proper grip, and trigger control do not discriminate between the sexes. Gender is less of an issue than what so many so-called experts claim to be. Emphasis should be placed on training and shot placement. Men and women do come in many different shapes and sizes. Realistically, though, no matter who you are, you will have to take several things into consideration. The first and most important is to find a gun that fits comfortably in your hand. That may well be the single most important factor for anyone. Next is making sure that the gun you think feels good in your hand also fires a cartridge that affords you enough power for self-defense, but at the same time has a controllable recoil. Most of the time, the female turns to a small-frame .38 special revolver. With a 2-inch snub nose, you can apply the skills and hit your targets appropriately.
Yeah, I gotta go to work. You guys take care of the rest of this, and I'll see you in the morning, all right?
Okay, we'll see you. Bye.
Make sure you lock the door, all right?
Oh, yeah, I will. All right, see ya. Just a minute. Who's there? Who's there? Is anybody there? Answer me. Is anybody there?
What would you do? A. Run to another room and hide. B. Keep screaming in hopes to be heard. C. Reverse position with the intruder and flee. Or D. Stay calm and reason with him. If you chose C, you're still alive at this point. Now that you know what you should do, let's join Commander Fabre and learn more.
The scene you just witnessed, there's many opportunities of thought here. When somebody enters your home or breaking the door, you have an intruder, breaks the door and comes in, or breaks the lock off the doors you've seen. The best thing to do is to exchange places with him and flee the house. If he wants to come in, then you have to get out. Now, imagine if you had children at home, what would you do? Would you do the same thing? Yes, you would. You probably should, because the fact you can defend your children much better by getting help from the outside than running into a room and trying to hide with them. Now, ways to avoid this situation is to have your door properly reinforced so somebody cannot open the door that you don't want in there. One of the things you should be doing, Winter International has just brought out a new product. It's called the Door Club, and you'll be seeing a little bit how it works, and it's a very effective means and ways to keep an individual from entering your home. Other things you can do, you can take the pepper spray, the Cayenne Guardian, and you can place it with a Velcro at your doorway on the inside, out of the reach of the children. So when you do want to know who's at the door and you happen to find a door being broken coming in, the pepper spray is at your disposal. Again, we know all the effects of the pepper spray, how effective it could be, as you have seen in the video. Also, as you're going to be seeing in the video, the concept of having a personal protection animal, which is a guard dog. A guard dog sitting at your feet when you're doing your homework or doing your bills in the evening, when the house is empty, the door is being broken into. A guard dog from a very reputable company, a guard dog that is fully trained and certified, is a very good example of defending yourself in every position you can think of, any type of opportunities.
Who's there? Anybody there? Answer me. Is anybody there? You better answer me. Who's there? Get him, Lucas! Good boy, get him! Good boy, Lucas! Get him, Lucas! Good boy, get him! Come on, boy! Help me! Out! Good boy, better get out of here! Good boy, Lucas! That's a good boy!
My name is Tony Millardi from Canine Behavioral Center in New York. All right, we develop our animals in American, Spanish, and German. The animals have developed hand signals and voice commands. Siéntate, acuéstate, heel. The animals should be developed to be a high level of excellence. Down. You want an animal that's going to be good, balanced around children, good with family. Siéntate. Down. Bang, dead dog. Bring it up. Something that will adhere to command. You're not going to have to worry if your wife is around with the animal. Stay. Hup. Yet on the other hand, if a situation does arise, Andrew, just walk over, please. Stay. Friends. Stay. Friends. The dog can be friendly with someone. Yet if a situation arises, watch him. Keep an eye on him. He's a bad guy. Watch him. Watch him. He's bad. Bad. He's bad. Hey! Hey! Friends. 9. Good boy. Come and see. Platzt. Bleib.
Remember, ladies, never open your door to anyone. A great percentage of in-home attacks begin just this way. The Boston Strangler posed as a repairman. Have a peephole installed in your door. Even then, when you can see who's there, don't open up so freely. Say you're preparing dinner for friends who will be arriving soon. A well-lit entrance is a help to deter, and if a light is out, this could be a danger sign. If you call out who's there and no one answers, call the neighbor and ask them to look out their window. If there is someone there or in the area, call 911 or your local police department, which should be posted at your phone. Stay on the line with whomever you call. Keep pepper spray at the door out of the reach of children. It would be effective without getting close to the intruder. Deadbolt locks that require keys for opening both sides is a good bet. They're almost impossible to pick and should have at least a 2-inch bolt throw. Never allow children to open doors for anyone. While showering or bathing, make sure all doors and windows are locked and the radio and TV are turned off so you may hear better. Bathe while someone is still at home. Alarm systems are a definite plus. Even the less expensive system is worth the effort. Guard dogs come highly recommended in all circumstances, only if you deal with a reputable company. Demand ID of any police officer or company representative. Call to verify before opening your door to anyone for any reason.
It's my pleasure to introduce the newest product from Wynn International. The product is the Door Club. The Door Club is a very unique way to prevent your door from being broken into or have an intruder enter with force. The Door Club, on any normal door, exterior door, works very effectively. What we've done, we basically added a brass plate to the base of the door. We've drilled a 2-inch hole, 3/4-inch bit into the floor, and braced it in with 4 screws to hold the base plate in. By using the steel rod configured to fit this area, it's inserted into the floor. Now this will give you a peep type deal where the door only opens so far. Now with the deadbolt on the door and the base plate inverted, we have a total secure area that the door will not be able to be forced open. It will hold 1 ton of force. The deadbolt reinforces the Door Club, and Door Club also augments the deadbolt. We also provide deep screws, setting screws, to replace the short screws that normally come with your hinges. So with the product, with the deep screws and the hinges, the base plate, and the whole concept, and 1 ton of force will be withheld for entry. Being an 8th degree black belt and being able to break 1,000 pounds with a single blow, and being a police officer for 25 years, and kicking doors down in many drug raids, I have found that I cannot enter through this door of this type when the Door Club has been installed.
What the hell's he doing?
What would you do? A. Keep pulling in the opposite direction. B. Keep screaming. Someone will help you. C. Try to break the hold. D. Kick at his knees, legs, and groin area as you pull back. If you chose D, you're right.
Now let's talk about the last scene you just witnessed. Many abductions take place in malls, around malls, shopping centers, and so on and so forth. Now, one of the biggest problems that we have is a quick abduction, whereas now you see them, now you don't. It happens a lot with children, but it also happens a lot with women, full-size, grown women. Now, we're going to show you how to defend yourself the way Ann did in a sequence to keep yourself from being taken and pushed into a van and then, of course, becoming history. When you're grabbed by both hands, what you want to do is struggling from the top will not get you anywhere, because you struggle from the top, he'll pull you into a headlock. He has better control over you now at this point. So what you want to do is work the pins, work the lowest part of the body, start kicking the knees straight on, kicking, 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 having him pull away from you. Once he pulls away from you, you can break the hold very easily and then flee. That's the idea of this tactic. Working on the knees. If for instance, Dave has me, I want to be able to kick, 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 everything you can do, kick, anywhere, kick outside, then break the hold and go. Get him concentrating on what's going on down here, so you can break the hold on top and disappear, okay? Very simple technique. Let's show it again. You can pull, you can kick, 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 break the hold, and clear. Good. Let's try it, ladies. Okay, grab, pull. Now when someone's pulling you forward, your resistance is to pull back. You can do this if you're kicking the legs. Go. Quick kick, strong kicks on top of the knee, on top of the knee. Break the hold and clear. Break the hold and go. There you go. Very good. Let's try it again. Back, start kicking the legs. Kick on top of the knee. Straighten those legs out. Straighten those legs out. Break the hold and you have them bent. Break the hold. Break the hold. Go. All right, good. Easy enough. Enough said for this. Okay? Now, one more tactic I want to show you. You grab at both hands. You simply make a fist and bring both hands back to your ears. Snap them back and break the hold. This is the weakest point of the hand between the thumb and the finger. This will open up very easily. I can hold him very gently here and he can't open his thumb and finger. Very simple. Weakest part of the body. And he grabs me, I can pull back very quickly. We're going to do with this, once we're out, we're going to go back in with both palm heels quickly. And then the knee strike to finish off your attacker. Let's try it over here again, Kathy. Okay, pull back to the ear, snap, back into the face, into the groin, and get out of there. Go home, quickly, all right? Let's try it, ladies. Okay, latch on hard. Doesn't matter if you grab on top or bottom. Snap back to the ears, break that hole, back to the face, palm heels, knee strike, into the stomach, into the groin area, push off and go. All right, let's try it again. These tactics are very simple and easy to use. One more time. Snap back, into the face, groin strike, in outside, and go home. That's good, very good.
Remember, ladies, malls' parking lots are a lot like a dark forest. An attacker can come from anywhere at any time. Always shop with a friend. Don't let your children roam free. There are many abductions from malls and other like facilities. In spite of security provided there is no way to tell who's who. Beware of being followed. Look around and behind you. Do not just leave. Stop to see what's going on around you. Walk to your car quickly and confidently, using the main thoroughfares. Keys in hands, look in your car before getting in, and get in fast and lock the doors first. Shop during the day and use what you have learned. Don't guess what he's doing. In this case of a life and death situation, you must react while you can.
Drive.
What would you do? A. Do exactly as he says. B. Drive and make sharp left and right turns and hit the brakes. C. Drive and hit the first thing you can with the passenger side of the car. Or D. Step on the gas to obtain high speeds. If you chose B and or C, you're thinking clearly. Let's join the ladies at the seminar.
As you know, carjackings have become a very, very serious problem in the United States. Matter of fact, legislation has passed to make it a federal offense for carjacking. Carjacking is classified as when a car is actually hijacked and to the point where they're using a weapon to control the individual in the car or to steal the car with an offensive weapon. Now, as you saw in the last scene, an individual entered the car without any problem whatsoever because the individual driving the car failed to make sure the doors were locked. This happens many, many times. Given the opportunity for an assailant to get in and actually make the carjack, and we have a problem. Now, what can you do once somebody's in your car? Let's think about it now. As you saw, Tammy had her seatbelt on, she's ready to go. The only thing we can really tell you, and we've heard from many, many other police departments the same way, you may have to, in order to save your own life, because many carjackings do turn into abductions with murder. And you never live to tell about the story, know what you could have done and what you could not have done. So let's talk realistically. When your car is hijacked and you are a suspect is in your car and you are now a victim with the threat of being murdered, you have to do something very drastic. Some of the things you can do is find the first thing you can hit with the right side of the car. If you're suspect in the car or your individual, the attacker's in the car, he's not in a seatbelt, get something quick as you can and get into it quick as you can. Hit it, hoping you're going to push him up to the windshield or out of the car and you can leave your car and flee. This is a drastic measure, but measures have to be drastic when your life is at stake. Also, you may think about an erratic driving method. Left, right, sharp turns, hit the brakes and out of the car you go. Driving to the nearest police station doesn't work, not when he has a gun or a knife to you. So let's think about these things cautiously. Let's keep the windows up. Let's keep your doors locked. Let's have something in the car to defend yourself, such as a cayenne pepper spray, as you'll see in our next scene, how it works. Now, this carjacking, our driver did everything right she could possibly do. When a window's broke and if somebody comes into your car, there's not much you can do about it at this point. If you have a firearm, that may be the case. We don't know for sure. You know if you're legal to have a firearm or if you want a firearm. One of the things you could be using is a Guardian spray. It's a cayenne pepper spray. You saw it in action. This spray will take out just about anybody in any situation. It works on the eyes and works on the upper respiratory tract, and it closes off the eyes, it closes off the airway for shortly, and it puts them into a state of total confusion. So when it's sprayed into the face, and you saw the power of the pepper spray, the activity of it and how it works. This is probably one of the things you do want to get into. You should keep one in your vehicle besides the one that you have on your keychain in your car. So this well placed. Many of us are putting Velcro on the spray itself, on the unit, and putting Velcro underneath the dashboard side and sticking it up whenever you can reach it at all times. It works out very well. So keep in mind, cayenne pepper spray, the Guardian, it will save your life in many situations.
Always have your keys ready. Look into the back seat and floor areas. If clear, unlock and get in fast and lock doors immediately. Use main highways as much as possible. If you think that you're being followed, do not speed up. Drive normally to the nearest police station and do not get out until there's others in close proximity. Do not go home if you're being followed. A car phone along with emergency numbers is certainly an investment into your safety. Keep all windows up. Have a can of pepper spray at your fingertips, other than the one on your keychain.
One of the most major crimes facing our world today is vehicle theft. In the United States alone last year, 1.7 million registered vehicles were stolen. The amazing fact is that less than 1% of these stolen vehicles were protected by any kind of anti-theft device at all. In 1987, Winter International introduced an anti-auto theft product into the automotive aftermarket called the Club. Today, it is one of the most widely recognized mechanical anti-theft devices in the country. The Club is an adjustable solid tempered steel bar that locks onto a vehicle's steering wheel and prevents the wheel from being turned more than a few inches. Coated with bright red vinyl, the Club acts as a visual deterrent. It presents a visible warning, sending the would-be thief off in search of an easier target.
Now, from the makers of the Club anti-theft device comes the Safe Entry Alarm System. You've trusted the Club to protect your car. Now protect your contents with the new Safe Entry security system. Scientifically designed to effectively protect your vehicle from thieves, the Safe Entry security light and audible alarm system helps protect your vehicle's contents when you can't. Never enter a dark car again, protected with the Club and Safe Entry, your partners in anti-theft protection.
Don't scream or I'll kill you. Don't scream or I'll kill you.
What would you do? A. Scream the best you could. B. Break the hold at the wrist and elbows. C. Try to get to his eyes. Or D. Drive your knees up and flip him. B is your best choice.
Don't scream or I'll kill you. Don't scream or I'll kill you.
Okay, now we're going to talk about any situation that you are flat on your back, such as the scene you had just experienced. When you're flat on your back, you see it on TV, you see it in the movies, you have this man strangling a lady. Good, Dave. And you see women pulling at the hands, pulling at the arms, trying to get loose. It's not going to happen. In a lot of self-defense tactics, they show you putting a finger in his eye. You can't reach. Push up as far as you can, Kath. Pull your head back, Dave. You can still choke. Okay, stop. It only takes a brief second to crush a trachea. Once the trachea is crushed, it doesn't come back to shape. You will die. So we're trying to teach you a technique that will be effective and simple to use every time in a situation you're flat on your back or pinned against the wall. It works the same way. Or standing on an open area. Okay, when the choke comes in, all you have to remember to do is go over one arm and under the other. Support your arms, make a fist, support the fist, and push off as you roll them off and follow with the knee to the groin or strike a roundhouse kick to the groin in the area. Okay, let's try it again. Watch the arms. Over one arm, under the other, making a fist. Pushing against the wrist and pulling down on the arm, breaking the hold, knee striking into the groin as you move over. And palm heel to keep them away. All right? Let's watch this one more time from the same angle. You're being choked. You take one arm over, one arm under. Make the fist closed. Do not use the floppy part of your hand because it will just wrap around. Use the fist closed either this way or this way. Push against the wrist. Push down on the other elbow. It's automatic and simple. You follow them around, use that knee to the groin, and palm heel strike him as you follow through. The individual pins the hands down from this point. They pin the hand down. It's very simple to maneuver in this technique. If he's real far forward, you can use your hips and buck him forward, turning your head to the side, knock him off. If he's gotten strong in this position, all you have to do in this point, and you'll have to practice this, you slide one hand over your head to break the balance. Now his balance is negative on this side. Slide this hand behind the head. Always do the same thing again. Okay. Now, no matter how much pressure he's putting down on you, you can still slide these hands. Okay, very quickly slide. One hand behind the head, and you're pushing the elbow. As you can see here, this elbow will ride against his elbow, keeping your hand planted behind the head and rolling them off. Again, this technique will work if you use it properly. Let's try it one more time. The hands slide. One hand will slide. This time we're going to roll the other way. This hand will slide behind the head. This one behind the head. Above the head, behind the head. Elbow here, knee comes up, forces them over, rolling them off. Doesn't matter how big the individual is, you will roll them off.
A burglary occurs 1 every 10 seconds. That's 3,168,170 a year, and often leads to an assault or murder. Incidents occur most often through the months of July to December. Keep all windows and doors locked. Use a fan in hot weather or an air conditioner. Wedge 2x1 boards in the window frames. Sliding glass doors the same in the horizontal position. Alarm doors and windows. Motion detector lights outside and inside the danger areas. Make it as difficult and noisy as possible for the intruder to enter. Do not set a booby trap, for they are dangerous to everyone, and you may be held accountable for some cases.
What would you do? A. Raise arm sharply to break the hold. B. Stand on his foot to push him back to fall. C. Slide your hips to the side for a groin strike. Or D. Drop your weight to slip down through the hold. If you pick C, you're right.
Now let's see what happens in the classroom in the same tactic that happened on the street. Many times women are grabbed with both arms locked to their sides. In this case, you don't have much opportunity to do anything other than softening techniques such as kicking to the shin or striking on the feet. And all this does is firm their grip up. You have to take affirmative action right away. Your body's stuck, but your hips are not. You can move your hips to the side either way. So you sharply move your hips to the side as you saw, strike the groin, break the hold, step behind. Now you have a good knee strike into the body to finish up your opponent. Always make sure you do enough to your opponent that he does not come back to you and attack you that instant. All right, we're going to try it again. Good grasp. Side step, strike. That usually causes enough pain and discomfort, his hands start to move. At this point, you throw both arms up and slide through that hole quick as you can. Get that knee targeted into the rib cage and the elbow strike behind the head. This is changing the whole statute. The whole statute of you being a woman and being a victim and the attacker being a man and being the assailant. At this point in the time, the tables have changed. They're turned. He is now the victim and she is now the attacker. That's what must be done on the street to preserve yourself as a woman. Hips move to the side, strike to that groin, sidestep, and here comes that gear strike. You hear it hit. And behind the head. That's what we want to hear when you make contact. You're not going to hurt your body. You're strong enough to make contact this way. Okay, thank you, Doug. All right, using these techniques, they're simplified. We're trying to teach you the simplest technique possible so you don't have to worry about rights and lefts and ups and downs. Now, Stacy, come on out. Okay, Dave's going to grab Stacy, pick her up, and you know, many times a woman is abducted. And the way they're abducted, they're physically taken away, put into a car or a van. And what happens here, you grab both arms and you lift it off the floor. If you're high enough, you can kick the groin. Get the foot up in the groin, get up in there. Okay, there it is. If you're not high enough, you simply wrap the legs around the knees. Plant your feet firmly, and you're going to roll in a forward motion and take him off balance on your feet immediately and attack. Or run. Getting away from your opponent is just as effective as attacking if you can clear the area away. Let's run one more time. Okay, back up a little bit more. Back up a little more. More. Okay, watch it again. Picks up, wraps the legs inside the knees, plants her feet, and rolls. Follows up and finish. All right, very good. Every woman watching this TV production of Ladies' Right to Survive is capable of doing all these tactics. All you have to do is put your mind to it and want to survive. And I know you want to survive. Doing these tactics, they're new tactics. Things you have not seen before. You may have attended self-defense classes, but nothing like this. We're teaching you what works. We're trimming the fat. We're getting down to what the nitty-gritty to defend yourself on the street.
Remember, ladies, the situation you just saw is one of 4,320 happenings every day. You really do not need to know the intentions of the aggressor at the time, but don't second-guess this type of individual. Realize the danger and react to the danger.
Hey! Hey, whoa, slow down. I haven't seen you before. You're a freshman here. Oh, whoa, wait, where are you going?
I'm going to class. What do you think?
Slow down. You got like 15, 20 minutes. You got plenty of time.
Well,
sit down for a while.
Maybe for just a minute. I've been running all day.
Yeah, you look pretty good.
Well,
where you from? Where's your class at?
Just down the road.
I don't think you got class anyhow. I think it's been canceled.
Oh, what are you talking about? I don't think it's been canceled.
Yeah. You and me, we'll go downtown. Then it'll be canceled for sure.
No, please, no. They told us about you guys at orientation.
What else did they tell you?
Just forget it. I'm going to be late. No!
What would you do? A. Struggle the best you can in hopes you are seen. B. Grab the hair and chin for control. C. Try to strike the groin area. Or D. Bite the hand and scream. If you chose B, you're right on track.
You guys just seen the last technique we use on the defensive tactics on the street. When you're choked from behind, as Dave will show, an arm bar choke from behind, locking you in tight, pulling you in tight. At this position, you only have several things you can do. One, we're going to reach up with one hand and grab the chin. The second hand will come around, grab the back of the head or the hair, and the idea is to rotate the chin to the ceiling or to the sky as you step out and around, breaking a hole, taking them to the ground, all the way to the ground. At this point, you can use the finishing technique as a knee into the body, and then, of course, you're going to flee or a punch. Okay? Let's show that again so all you ladies will be able to defend yourself when you're choked from behind. Okay, the choke comes on. Remember, tuck the chin into the crook of the elbow. That stops the choke. Actually stops the choke. The only choke here is on the carotid arteries. It takes about 8 seconds to take you out, so you must react. Okay, going up quickly to the chin. The chin and back of the head or the hair. A quick rotation, pointing the nose and the chin to the sky, rotating, stepping out, and taking them to the ground, and finish off with a knee strike to the ribs, or a punch in the face, or hit to the face. Okay, fine. Now let's talk about this for a brief second. Same choke, Dave, and Kathy. That choke is pulled on. Now, if you pull back tight, and Kathy reaches back for Dave's head, and he moves the head back, This gives Kathy the indication, lock onto the arm, tuck the chin, pull on the arm and rotate on a downward spiral, breaking the hold in a downward arc on the arm and then coming back and taking him off his feet. Palm heel to the face. Always finishing your opponent. Remember, if they want to attack you, you have to change the situation. You make them become the victim once they put their hands on you. Okay, the choke. Tuck the chin. Grab the chin with the left hand, right hand behind the head. Now, always remember where the hand is, that hand goes to the chin. All right, try it. Choke. The hand goes to the chin. That's perfect. Rotate the head to the ceiling, up to the sky. Step back behind him and take him down. And finish up your attacker. That's fine. All right, let's try it again. One more time. Pull him in tight. Good choke. The hand that's closest to his hand goes to the chin. Your chin tucks. Back of the head, rotate, pull him down to the ground, take him down, finish him up. All right, very good.
Girls, let's talk about violent crime on campus and off campus. In 1989, there were 4,800 female students raped on or near a college or university campus, 50,000 aggravated assaults, and 58 homicides in 1990. If the threat continues, there will be a substantial increase in these violent crimes. As a student, you stand a better than 3 times a chance of becoming a victim than anyone else. Our institutions of higher learning are doing what they can to ensure your safety, and their problems are the same as every other law enforcement agency. A concentration of large enrollments, trusting attitudes, lack of awareness and knowledge contribute to the problem. A very small number of those who are capable of committing this horrendous crime slip into the mainstream of students and associated groups. Follow the orientation your educators offer. If they don't have such programs, find out why and become active in helping in any way you can to start one. The following suggestions will help prevent you from becoming a statistic and will help all who care about you to sleep a little bit better. Remember, let those you are involved with know under no uncertain terms your code of ethics and what you will and will not put up with. Don't be trusting to those you only met as a student and know little to nothing about. Travel in groups. Stay away from private parties, even though you may feel left out and missing something. Parties get easily out of hand. Stay away from drugs and alcohol or highly charged emotional events. It doesn't take a lot to set off a bad situation. Be careful not to give off the wrong impression by being too sweet or naive. Stay on familiar ground. Don't bring strangers to where you live. Use your common sense and your intelligence and refuse to fall victim. Be a leader.
It's nice to have you over, sis.
It's nice to be able to be here.
Yeah, we rarely get together anymore.
Yeah, I kind of needed the break myself.
Yeah, maybe we could do something tonight, huh? What do you think?
Sounds good to me. Do something? You never do anything around here anyway.
Oh. Well, I do what I can.
I've had about enough of this. One night I'm home and you have to have your sister over here?
Oh,
hey, Joe, come on, I can leave. Okay?
No, stay,
One night,
stay. No.
One night, one time we can be together.
Well,
and then you got to start this in front of the kids?
I didn't start anything.
I've had enough of it.
Oh, Joe, come on. Come on. No, we have
Come on, kid, settle down. I can go.
No.
In front of the kids, Joe.
That's
come on,
right.
stay.
I've had enough of it. I'm leaving. I don't care about any of it.
Sit down,
Get your hands off me. Get off me. Don't tell me to calm down.
leave her alone.
What would you do? A. Growing kick. B. Palm heel strike to the chin. C. Try to pull hands away from the throat. Or D. Hope he realizes what he is doing and stops. B is the best choice.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Leave her alone.
Get away from him. Get over here.
As you saw in the last scene, the domestic violence scene, many times an individual will control another by the throat. Whether they mean it or not, it's the best place to control somebody. So choke holds are very prevalent. And when you're being choked, there's not a whole lot you can do that is not effective unless you really break the hold. If you can break the hold, it's effective. If you do anything else, you're not being effective. So when the choke hold occurs, what we're going to do here You slide the hand inside, turning your body to the side, and use a palm heel into the chin. Fingers into the eyes. Okay? And then getting this hand on the inside, over top, breaking the hold whenever you can. Okay, we'll choke again, Dave. Okay, do the same thing again. Over top and into the eyes. Take this hand all the way over the top, breaking the hold apart, and then striking again with the hand. All right, let's try it again. Very simple technique, very simple tactic to use. Choke, turn sideways, snake up through, palm heel, into the eyes, knock the hand down, and palm heel the second time. The idea of using a palm heel is once you hit the button on the chin, a man my size or Dave's size, you'll knock out immediately. About 3 pounds of pressure here is going to knock him out. So use it. Let's do it again. And also, too, from the choke. I'll do it again. Slipping through from here and hitting and into the eyes. Okay, this hand has to be knocked down to strike in. Make sure you knock that hand down. Okay, you don't have to be big, you don't have to be strong. You have to know what you're doing. Slip through, into the chin, into the eyes, knock that hand down, and hit again.
Domestic crime of violence has been on the increase every year and is responsible for deaths and injuries to family members who never really expected things to get out of hand. Most often, the male is the aggressor, so let's concentrate on the fact that 50% of all murders involve relatives of some sort. 28% of women murdered were murdered by their husband or boyfriends. 62% with guns, 55% by knives, 6% beat to death with a club type weapon, 5.5% kicked and punched to death, and 1.9% strangled. Ladies, let's learn to read the situation, although in some cases there is no warning. Most often alcohol and/or drugs are involved, and this is a fair indicator of trouble. Arguments are better served if they are one-sided. Try not to confront an out-of-control husband or family member. Remember the statistics and that you could easily become one of them. Call your police if their help is needed. Leave quickly with no discussion. Others are usually understanding if you go to them for help. Don't be embarrassed. The first time a violent situation occurs, go through the legal procedures. In almost every case, you'll be glad that you did. Be aware of any weapons in the house. Inform police as to their location and if the spouse has threatened to use them.
Oh, boy, it was really cold out there today, huh? Oh, really? I gotta set homework tonight. So we're gonna get a video.
What would you do? A. Scream as loud and long as you can. B. Do what he says to do. C. Throw the bag in his face, disarm him, and put him out. D. Put your hands up and hope someone will see you. You're right. C is the best way to go.
You just saw a lot of action in the last scene. You saw how a female can defend herself against a wielding knife and against somebody who actually wants to cause her harm. What we're going to do is break it down now and show you the technique as it happened. When you're attacked with a knife, there's many things you can do. As you saw Kathy, she threw the bag of groceries at the assailant. Whatever you have your glasses, you throw your glasses. Don't worry about them. Jacket. Don't wrap your arm with a knife like you see in the movies. Don't wrap your arm with a jacket like you see in the movies. It doesn't work. Throw it to snap out at the eyes to go take the knife away or disorientate your attacker. Now we're going to show you exactly what happened. When a knife is at your midsection, you actually have to control the weapon first. She's going to control the weapon by coming down on it and to the side. Notice she moved out of the way. Okay, let's do it again. If she didn't move out of the way and just block the knife downward, the forward thrust still may be able to go, or he may change hands of the knife. What we want to do is get off the track. Like a train track, you get off the track, you avoid getting hit by a train. So you move to the side immediately and block that knife. Okay, now we're going to break the arm by using an elbow strike, and notice the elbow strike is up and down, perpendicular to the target. Snapping that arm, maybe not break it, but cause enough pain in that arm to drop and disorient that knife, pulling the knife back at the same time, dropping the knife. Drive into the ground, into the kick position to finish him off, the body kick, and finish him off at that point. All right, let's try it again and talk a little bit more about this knife tactic. Knife tactics are very, very important. There's more individuals on the street with knives before than ever before, and the idea of the knife attack is very common. 55% of the deaths occurred in the United States are done with an edged weapon or a knife. Let's try it again. Knife is held to the body, sidestepping and blocking the weapon away, breaking the arm, forcing him down, get him into a kicking position, and finish him off. Knife to the stomach, sidestep, block. Disarm with an elbow strike. Push down to the floor. And finish with a kick or a knee strike. That's fine. Good. Let's try it again. One more time. Sidestep, block. Disarm. Strike. All right, fine. Good. There are many more techniques we can work with the knife, but we're going to stay at this basic level due to the fact if somebody does attack with a knife, you have other things at your hand. We will talk a lot more about the cayenne pepper spray. It's very effective. You'll see it in more use during this video.
This type of assault is common using either a gun or knife. Always have a companion. Don't be out past mid-evening if possible. Remember, read the situation at the onset. It is better to get out and wonder what would have happened. Aggravated assaults occur with handguns and knives better than 50% of the time.
You're right here.
Hi, how are you? How are you? Yeah, one will do.
Okay.
Yeah, you got any draft beer here?
Right this way.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right. Go ahead. Hey, Ralphie, what's happening, buddy?
It's quite good.
Hey, lucky guy, huh? Got it out.
Sir, your table's right this way.
Hi, Slim, what's going on over here? Have they got anything good to eat in this joint?
Yeah,
Excuse me,
Yeah.
right
Oh,
this way.
Okay, I'll be with you. Go ahead. I can see it's right over there. No, ain't a problem. Okay. Hey, jackpot time. Yeah, it's okay. I'll be right with you. Hold on there. I'll be right over. Take it easy. Hi, babe. What's going on over here? What? Hey, slow down. We'll be all right. Everything's okay. I know these people. They're okay. I know them. Okay. Hey, on that bike, you want to come on and have a little drink with me? I'm out of town. I'm looking for a little bit of fun over here. No? Come on. Right there. Ain't no problem. Okay, yeah. Call somebody. You need somebody, call somebody. You don't want to come over? That ain't a problem either, because if I got a sport, I'm going to give you $20. Pick yourself up a nice training bra. Have a nice night. What, you got a problem, pal? Smash you!
What would you do? A. Kick him behind the legs to knock him down. B. Pour a glass of water on his head. C. Scream for others to help. Or D. Grab him by the hair to pull him off. D will be the most effective.
Anytime you have a victim, when you're involved with another individual, in other words, Debbie's the victim, she's knocked down, she's being controlled, Dave's on top and controlling her, you're down, okay? And Kathy's going to assist Debbie. How is the best way to get this man off of her, controlled? You can do a lot of things. You can try to hurt him, punch him and kick him in the ribs, do many things. What we're going to be doing is show you the proper way. We're going to move in and grab a handful of hair, gently, pull it back, get that chin and drag him off. And then use a knee or punch or knee strike to finish and follow him off. Palm heel, finish him off. That's the only way you're going to get somebody removed from another individual. In our police training academies, we teach the same way. We'd use a nightstick to come across here. We use an arm bar to come across. But the most effective way is get inside, grab a whole fistful of hair, yank that head back. Once it's back, I like to go right here at the bridge of the nose and pull him back. If you don't like to go to the bridge of the nose, go to the chin. You're going to burp him off, bring him right off his feet here, and then just palm heel him and keep him down. All right, let's try that live without hitting. Okay. Okay, moving a handful of hair. Chin, pull him back, rip him off, and palm healing. There it is. Simple enough, easy enough to use. Thank you.
Don't ever rely on others for help. There have been many cases where a large group of people have stood idly by, never attempting to help. Stay out of all-night restaurants. Drunks always seem to end up there one way or another. Always stay seated, but be ready to move fast. Drunks usually have another one with them. Watch their hands for weapons. Be aware of weapons close at hand. Forks and knives from the table have become the murder weapon. If confronted and the troublemaker leaves, do not go out until the police have been called and they have arrived.
This video was 1 hour in duration. While you were better preparing yourself to face the reality of such confrontations, thousands of others like yourself have been assaulted, robbed, raped, and murdered. When you were asked to choose what would you do, it was next to impossible to make a decision due to limited knowledge and probably not having any idea as to how to perform the tactics offered. But now you know myth from fact and how to execute the best defense in a given situation. You as a woman have the right to survive, and you will.